I'm sorry, this flight is overbooked. We're compensating you $200. Please deplane immediately. The head flight attendant gripped my suitcase tightly. I looked at her coldly, then at the man beside her, who had just boarded late, dressed head to toe in designer labels. Why does he get to board when he's late? But I have a ticket, and I'm being kicked off. The flight attendant sneered. Because he's the heir to Houston's top medical group. He needs to rush to Houston to see a renowned physician. Could your emergency possibly be more urgent than a life or death matter? Now get off. Several security guards forcibly dragged me off the plane. I watched as the cabin door closed. I laughed bitterly. That heir was dying from a terminal illness, and I was the miracle doctor his entire family had been begging on their knees for 3 months, who had finally agreed today to fly to Houston to perform his surgery. Since they threw me off the plane, I won't be doing this surgery anymore. I dragged my suitcase step by step to the ticket change counter. I want a refund. I slapped my passport on the counter, my voice filled with resentment. The counter staff glanced at the screen, looked me up and down, and rolled her eyes. Sorry, but since you didn't board for personal reasons, you can only get a $200 refund, not the full amount. I laughed in fury. Personal reasons? Your flight was overbooked and you threw me off. That's my personal reason. The counter staff's fingers clattered on the keyboard, her face full of impatience. Who told you to make a scene in the cabin and disturb the order? You're lucky to get $200 back. Don't be ungrateful. Just then, the sound of high heels approached. The flight attendant from earlier strutted over, arrogantly, holding up her phone that was still recording. A broke loser desperately trying to extort money from the airline, truly desperate for cash. Isn't she just trying to get more compensation? What's with the high and mighty act? The flight attendant crossed her arms, her face full of mockery. 200 not enough? I'll post this online so everyone can see how pathetic you look. Maybe some kind soul will crowdfund 300 for you. I looked at her extremely arrogant face and suppressed my anger. You'll regret what you did today. The flight attendant laughed, as if she'd heard a joke, nearly tearing up. Regret? Coming from someone too poor to afford first class, who can only squeeze into economy? Mr. Thompson booked the entire first class cabin. Even his bodyguards are in business class. Who do you think you are to make me regret anything? She spun around and shouted at the passengers coming and going in the departure hall. Everyone, come look. This is the person who not only refused to cooperate when the flight was overbooked, but tried to extort our airline. Now she's making a scene at the counter, seriously disrupting everyone's travel. She's a menace to society. Surrounding passengers were instantly drawn over, their pointing and gossiping rising in waves. She's dressed so well. How can she be so classless? Exactly. The airline already compensated her, and she's still making trouble. She must be crazy for money. Just get out of here and stop embarrassing yourself. I ignored the onlookers and turned to the ground staff. I'll take the refund, but you must write in black and white on the refund form that this is due to your airline's overbooking and forcible denial of boarding. I didn't want the Thompson family tracking me down later and thinking I'd deliberately broken the contract. I absolutely wouldn't take the blame for this. The flight attendant's face darkened. She slammed her hand on the counter. Dream on! We gave you a solution and you refused it. Now you want to smear our airline? Security! Get this crazy woman out of here! Several airport security guards immediately rushed over and grabbed my arms from both sides. Let go! I struggled desperately, but the security guards wouldn't listen. They dragged me toward the airport exit. As I passed the flight attendant, I couldn't help warning her, you'd better remember my face today, and every word you just said. Soon you'll be on your knees begging me. But instead of being intimidated, she kicked over my suitcase. My already damaged suitcase completely burst open. The clothes and specially prepared medications inside spilled all over the floor. The flight attendant stepped on a medicine bottle, crushing it. The custom medicine inside instantly turned to powder. This was bad. That was the special medicine I'd prepared specifically for Thompson. One of a kind. Without this medicine, Thompson wouldn't survive the post-surgery recovery period.